Arlington National Cemetery, on a rainy Memorial Day weekend, presents a sobering physical reality. Row after row of uniform white marble, slick with May rain, marks the cost of American history. While much of the country enjoys the start of summer, Gold Star families navigate this weekend carrying a heavy, quiet absence. The holiday amplifies an isolating emotional burden that they carry year-round. Among those honored there is Staff Sergeant Alan W. Shaw. Born in Little Rock, Arkansas, he wore 2 uniforms in his lifetime, serving first as a Marine before transitioning to the Army in 2004. The reality of his service was severe. He deployed twice to Iraq, and on February 9, 2007, while patrolling the streets of Baquba, Staff Sergeant Shaw was killed in action. His death left a sudden, permanent void in the lives of his wife, Sherelle, and their 3 young children, Austin, Jordan, and Davin. Look past the military accolades, and you find a family whose personal calendar essentially froze on the day the notification officers knocked on their door. This past Memorial Day weekend, Sherelle found herself physically unable to make the pilgrimage to Section 60, Grave 8451, to see her husband's resting place. Unable to go herself, she turned to social media. She posted a typed request, calling it a long shot, asking if any stranger visiting Arlington might walk by his headstone and take a fresh photo for her. Placing a sacred, intensely personal request into the notoriously cynical and volatile currents of the internet involves a massive emotional risk. Before we see the response to that post, we want to thank Shasta Unfiltered for sponsoring this video. Shasta Unfiltered serves the North State with honest local news and entertainment. Scan the code on screen to subscribe today. Returning to Sherelle's request, the tension lay in whether her quiet plea would be ignored by the algorithm or if the digital void would actually answer a grieving widow. The answer arrived almost immediately, shifting from pixels on a screen to wet grass in Virginia. Braving the heavy rain, dozens of everyday citizens independently altered their weekend plans and converged upon Grave 8451. The spontaneous crowd was a quiet cross-section of the country, made up of fellow veterans, families with young children, and ordinary Americans. They didn't arrive empty-handed. Visitors laid fresh flowers, planted small American flags, pressed military challenge coins into the damp dirt, and left handwritten notes resting against the marble. This rapidly growing gathering proved that a single digital expression of empathy could easily trigger an immediate, undeniable physical action. The weight of a Gold Star widow's request bypassed the standard political divisions of the day, drawing high-profile public servants to the site alongside civilians. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, a combat veteran herself, arrived to pay her respects and left a challenge coin at the headstone. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth also made the walk in the rain, standing shoulder to shoulder with the everyday citizens gathered there. As they visited, the crowd fulfilled the mechanics of Sherelle's plea. They took out their phones and captured photos and videos of the fully adorned grave and sent those images directly back to her. By transmitting these visuals, a loose collection of strangers successfully collapsed the painful physical distance separating a family from their fallen hero. When Sherelle saw her inbox fill with visual proof from people she had never met, her reaction was one of overwhelming gratitude. She noted that for a few hours, the digital noise faded out, replaced by people from all walks of life standing in the rain at Section 60 to honor a man they never knew. Reviewing the photos, she shared a profound conclusion. This willingness of strangers to carry another family's personal grief was the exact version of America that Alan knew and loved enough to fight for. When a simple request for a photograph turns into a rain-soaked vigil, it demonstrates that the instinct to honor a sacrifice remains more resilient than the divisions typically seen on a screen. For Gold Star families, who carry the heavy weight of loss year after year, this type of response provides vital affirmation that their specific sacrifices will not slip from the public memory. A name etched in stone is a start, but it's the physical act of showing up, leaving a challenge coin, a handwritten note, or a small flag, that keeps a personal legacy from fading into the background of history. Let us know your thoughts on this story in the comments below, and please visit ShastaUnfiltered.com to support the local journalism that made this coverage possible.